A 95-pound pit bull named Stabler threw the most dramatic tantrum his family had ever seen, refusing to leave a stranger's side for 3 straight hours. What this rescue dog knew that nobody else could see would save a life and prove that sometimes the biggest drama comes from the deepest love. This is Stabler, and this is the night he went absolutely insane for a reason no one understood until it was almost too late. And if you're still watching but haven't hit subscribe yet, that honestly makes us really sad, because stories like this, stories about dogs who see what we can't, need people like you who believe love shows up in the most unexpected ways. Please subscribe. We need you in our pack. 6 months ago, Marcus Chin adopted Stabler from a high-kill shelter in Los Angeles. The staff warned him immediately. "This dog has issues," the shelter director said, pulling Marcus aside before the papers were signed. "He's been returned twice. Too emotional, too intense. He throws fits when he doesn't get his way." Marcus looked through the kennel bars at Stabler. He wasn't barking like the other dogs. He wasn't pacing or showing teeth. He was just sitting there, perfectly still, staring at Marcus with eyes that looked like they'd given up on everything except one last chance. "I'll take him," Marcus said quietly. His girlfriend Rachel's reaction was exactly what you'd expect. "That dog looks like he could snap at any moment," she said, watching Stabler pace nervously in their apartment. "Look at how tense he is. What if he hurts someone?" But Marcus saw something different. He saw a dog that had been abandoned twice, labeled too much, and thrown away like he was disposable. "He just needs someone who won't give up on him," he told her. The first 2 weeks were careful and quiet. Stabler ate his meals slowly, slept on his bed in the corner, and watched everything with an intensity that made visitors uncomfortable. He never barked, never jumped, never showed aggression, but he watched, always watching, especially Rachel. Then the tantrums started. Week 3 brought the first incident. Rachel came home late from work on Tuesday evening, and Stabler went absolutely ballistic. Not aggressive, dramatic. He paced in circles, whined at the door, pawed at her legs, then threw himself on the floor and refused to move. His eyes locked onto hers with desperate intensity. "What is wrong with you?" Rachel asked, half laughing, half concerned. "I'm fine. I'm home now." But Stabler wouldn't stop. He grabbed her jacket with his teeth, gently, never biting, and pulled her toward the couch. Then he sat directly in front of her, placed one massive paw on her knee, and just stared. "This dog is broken," Rachel joked to Marcus that night. "He literally throws fits like a toddler." But Stabler wasn't broken. He was paying attention. The real incident happened 3 weeks later. Rachel invited her sister Emma over for dinner. Emma was going through a rough time, recent divorce, struggling with depression, putting on a brave face for everyone. She smiled, laughed at jokes, and insisted she was totally fine. But the moment Emma walked through the door, Stabler's entire body changed. His ears flattened, his eyes locked onto her with that same desperate intensity. And then he did something he'd never done before. He threw the biggest tantrum anyone had ever seen. Stabler paced frantically between Emma and the door. He whined, not normal dog whines, but deep, guttural sounds that felt almost human. He pawed at Emma's legs, then Marcus's, then Rachel's. He grabbed Emma's purse strap and gently pulled her toward the couch. When she tried to brush him off, he planted himself directly in front of her and refused to move. "I'm so sorry," Rachel said, embarrassed. "He's been doing this weird dramatic thing lately. I don't know what's wrong with him." Emma laughed it off. "It's fine, he's sweet." But Stabler wouldn't stop. For 3 solid hours during dinner, he stayed glued to Emma's side. Every time she shifted, he moved with her. Every time she spoke, his ears perked up like he was analyzing every word. Every time she went quiet, he nudged her hand with his nose. "This is getting weird," Marcus whispered to Rachel in the kitchen. "He's obsessed with her." After Emma left that night, Stabler sat at the door and cried. Not barked, cried. Deep, heartbroken sounds that made Rachel's chest tighten. "What is going on with you?" she whispered, kneeling beside him. Stabler looked at her with eyes that seemed to say, "I tried to tell you." The call came at 2:47 a.m. Marcus's phone buzzed on the nightstand. Emma's name flashed on the screen. His heart dropped before he even answered. "Magus?" Emma's voice was small, broken. "I'm sorry to call so late. I almost did something really bad tonight. I was going to, but then I kept thinking about Stabler. How he wouldn't leave me alone. How he kept looking at me like he knew something was wrong." Rachel grabbed the phone. "Emma, where are you?" "I'm okay now. I called a crisis line. I'm going to get help. But I need you to know that dog saved my life tonight. He saw something in me that I was hiding from everyone, even myself." Rachel dropped to her knees beside Stabler's bed. He was already awake, watching her with those same intense, knowing eyes. "You knew," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "The whole time, you knew she was hurting, and you tried to tell us." Stabler's tail wagged once, soft, gentle, as if to say, "That's what I do. I feel what others can't see." 6 months later, Emma is thriving. She's in therapy, building her life back, and visits every Sunday. And every single time she walks through that door, Stabler greets her the same way. Gentle, calm, with one paw resting on her knee. A quiet reminder, "I see you, and you're not alone." Because Stabler wasn't throwing tantrums. He was screaming with the only voice he had. And sometimes the most dramatic dogs are simply the ones who love us the hardest, feel the deepest, and refuse to stay silent when someone they care about is suffering. So here's the question. Can dogs sense emotional pain before humans do? Or do they just love us enough to pay attention when we stop loving ourselves?